All right, guys. So just this past week, we know that there was the Super Bowl, right? Which is one of the biggest American events, I guess American sports events that basically in existence. So what I've noticed over the past few years, and not just with the NFL, but also, NBA, other big major national events, what they've started doing is they have started singing Lift Every Voice and Sing as in succession to the regular national anthem, right? The Star Spangled Banner. And I want to have I guess a little bit of a touchy conversation about that because this might not be what you want to hear, but I've always been opinionated and I'm gonna have my opinions. So let's just um let's just have a conversation about why this is happening and whether it's for the best or whether it's actually hindering the progress and the growth of the black community as a whole, right? So let's just look at it, right? The song "Lift Every Voice and Sing." Basically, it's a gospel hymn or a Christian hymnal that was written basically early 1900s. Guy, what's the guy's name? James Weldon or something like that. Whatever, whatever. I'm like I said, I'm not a historian, but basically, this guy wrote this. He wrote this song, and it was a song that really just kind of aligned and kind of spoke to the trials and tribulations of people, and a specific people, which is African American people, former slaves, you know, during a time where there wasn't as much freedom as there is now. So when we take that into account and we look at that, right, we know that this Christian hymnal was then recognized by the NAACP as the Negro National Anthem. I think that happened like in the 60s or something like that. Could be wrong. Fact check me. Feel free to fact check me. But this song was recognized as the Negro National Anthem. It wasn't written as the Negro National Anthem. It was just a hymnal, and like a lot of those old gospel hymnals, and it was a song of encouragement and a song of triumph, a song of perseverance. Right. So now that we have a little background on the song itself, because I have no problem with the song. I don't like the song per se, but that's more like musically wise and sonically. But I don't have a problem with the song, if that makes sense, right? So now that we look at a little bit of the backstory, just a little, now we can acknowledge that this song is a symbol of black unity, black perseverance, right? We can acknowledge that. But like I said earlier, we've noticed, and even at the Super Bowl, they've started incorporating this anthem into events that aren't specifically black events. Now, I'm familiar with being at black events, black dinners, lunches, breakfasts, and and I'm not talking about just like normal get together. I'm talking about like actual events, and then they sing the lift every voice and sing instead of anything. It kind of like as a unification or whatever, right? That, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of of that part. Whatever. But either way, I have no big issue with it. Not the biggest fan, not really against it either. It's not a hill that I really care to, die on. But what I'm trying to say is that because I know it might seem like I'm taking my time because I really need you guys to understand and understand the backstory of this, right? because that's what it ties into. When we're dealing with things that are black specific, it makes sense why you would sing the Black National Anthem, right? But when we're dealing with national events, I don't understand why you would sing that. I don't. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't. And I know that there are people that are gonna say, "Oh well, black people built this country, and it represents a black unity, and black people, we are oppressed, and they just don't want us to tell our story, and black people, we just and look, I hear you, and I hear you. I don't think they care that much. I think on a baseline level, national unity trumps black people's need to belong or feel important, because we don't see a Asian American national anthem. We don't see an Indian American national anthem. We don't see a Jewish American national anthem. No, they all come over here and they adapt the national anthem. Why are black people elevating themselves to the level to where they think that, oh, we don't have to, or we're so special that they have to acknowledge us alongside the white national anthem? Well, first of all, that's a fallacy, because it is not a white national anthem. It's the American national anthem. Now, does America have a lot of white people? Yes, but guess what? America is not exclusively white. Just because it was white when, it's not called, oh, white man the beautiful. It's called the Star Spangled Banner. It's called America the Beautiful. They were talking about Americans. Just because Americans were predominantly white back then doesn't mean that currently, when they're talking about America, black people are recognized as American citizens. If you're an American citizen, then the national anthem is what should be sung. And the reason why it should be sung is because you're unifying the country. When you say, oh, well, we need to sing the black national anthem, guess what? You're saying that, oh, you need to acknowledge us alongside you white people. This is why I always say what I say. I say black people just they have this weird inferiority complex or / superiority complex where they think that white people are keeping them down, but at the same time, they want to be exalted above everybody else. Every other minority group. We sing Lift Every Voice and Sing. Every group that has lived in America is contributed to America's success in one way or another. You want to be specific? Guess what? That manual labor that a lot of people won't learn to do or don't want to do, guess what? Migrants are doing it. Migrants are doing it. They're coming over. They building houses, doing all that stuff. Those tech jobs that y'all don't want to go to school and work hard in order to actually succeed. Well, guess what? Those Indians are coming over here and they're getting rich. STEM. You know that law degree or that medical degree that you don't want to get? You don't want to put in the work for? Guess what? The Nigerians are coming over here and doing it. The Asians are coming over here and doing it. That building that you can't get the money for, those Asians, those Arabs, they're coming over here and they're doing it. No excuse. And you guys don't have any excuse. You don't have any excuse. But then you want to sit there and talk about systemic racism and talk about, oh, we're a victim, and the whole system is against us. The system is against us. No, you're your own biggest enemy. That's the truth of the matter. You're your own biggest enemy. And it's really sad because at the end of the day, all you guys are doing is just holding yourselves back. You're holding yourselves back. And that's the truth. Because the world is not going to stop for you. The world is not going to stop for you. And black people are getting left behind. So now, while y'all worrying about trying to fight DEI and inclusion, worrying about Elon Musk and Donald Trump, other races are passing you up. Other minorities are passing you up. Because they're taking advantage of things that you don't want to. And that's the truth. But you want to be, you want to fight to get a song, so a song alongside the actual national anthem. By nature, that is division. You're creating division. You're saying that the national anthem doesn't include me, so I want my national anthem to be sung. That is the very definition of division. You know, what are you talking about? Learn your history. When those people made the Constitution, when those people were making things, guess what? They weren't talking about me. I was a slave back then. I was a slave. No, you weren't. First of all, no, you weren't. You weren't a slave. You've never been enslaved. Second of all, guess what? Everybody in the world had slaves at one point or another. I just don't understand it. I don't understand why you would need to feel, or why you feel the need to sow division the way you do, because that's essentially what it is. You're sowing division, and then you get mad when people call it out. You get mad when people call it out, and it's really sad. It's really sad. It should, when we're talking about national events, when we're talking about unifying Americans, because that's what you are. If you live here, you're a citizen, right? You're an American. So it should be about including all Americans, not singling out Americans. Have you guys ever heard that thing where they do where people they'll say, I don't want to get to calling out names because I don't want to forget anybody. I'm gonna just say thank you to everybody that contributed, because if I start calling out names, I'll forget everybody. I'm just saying, I think it's something that you guys should consider. You guys should really consider why it is that you want the Black National Anthem sung at events like the NFL. I don't understand it. I still remember when black people wanted to protest the NFL. So they just let you sing a song. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Because at the end of the day, essentially what it is no matter how much more you align with Lift Every Voice and Sing, Lift Every Voice and Sing is not the American national anthem. It wasn't picked by American citizens, the American forefathers, whoever decided that it was going to be the national anthem. It was not. Lift Every Voice has not been a contender to replace it. Now, if y'all really want to do that, maybe you should try to get in. First of all, if you want to do that, you need to pick better politicians to fight for you in Congress. Second of all, you need to actually get better candidates, maybe that actually follow through with some agendas that they speak for, and maybe you should try to pass legislation to get Lift Every Voice and Sing change to be the national anthem. I don't think so, but I mean, I don't care that much. It's the national anthem. You don't have to like it. It's like your school fight song when you're in high school. Dun 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 dun. You know what I mean? Nobody cares about that. I just, I just, I think, I think that people just get too wrapped up in the small stuff, and that's why you're in the state that you're in. You know, lift every voice and sing. Like I said, I have no issue with it. Not literally, it's not my particularly favorite song, but I have no major issues with it. But what I do think is that people should really think and consider, why do you need it at a national event, and do you realize that it does in fact create and sow division? Because that's what it does. It creates and sows division. And I just I don't get black why black people are so resistant to just being American. You know what I mean? I don't like, yeah, I acknowledge myself as quote unquote black. You know what I mean? Even though, black is a color and all that stuff. Quote unquote, yes, I'm black. But I'm an American. Like, if you ask me what I am, I'm gonna say I'm an American. You know what I mean? If I don't understand like the need to continuously divide ourselves. It's like, yeah, I understand tribalism is a thing, but once you realize that, wouldn't the intelligent thing to do be to actually improve and actually think differently? You know what I mean? I don't understand it. I don't understand it because yeah, it's really sad. That's essentially what it is. It's really just that's the only word that I can really use to describe it. It's just sad because black people, I feel the need and the desperation, but at the end of the day, are you so willing to do it that you, and then you got, then like, take the DEI stuff, right? People are so triggered now because Target, Walmart, and all those businesses are rolling back. You know what I mean? You got Jamal Bryan calling for boycotts and all that stuff. People are so triggered by that. But when you are so easily pleased, why wouldn't they use that just to satisfy you? It's performative. Not even genuine. It's not even genuine. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I could go. It's a lot of rabbit holes, and it's a lot of ways that this just, because it just makes my brain just go go all over the place. But essentially, what it all boils down to, I don't believe that it's constructive for growth. If that makes sense, I just don't believe that it's constructive for growth. I don't believe that it helps make America any better by singling out white and black people, because guess what? America isn't just white and black people. White and black people aren't the only ones that made America great. And that's the truth. So even for all you woke leftists that love to say, "Oh well," when they say "Make America Great Again," they're talking about making America white again. No, that's not true. It's about the values. It's about the America first mentality. It's about nationalism. Let's just be real. It's nationalism. And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Putting your nation first. You got Jasmine Crockett and all these leftists that they're triggered over. They're triggered over the USA thing, but that corporation is giving away taxpayer dollars to fund DEI initiatives in foreign countries. Why are we involved in any kind of initiatives? It's bad enough that that crap goes on here. I don't know. I don't. I like I said. I don't want to ramble. I probably have already, but I think that there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a place for everything, and I think that the Negro national anthem, the Black national anthem should be sung. If it's gonna be sung, it should be sung at Black events. That's just the way I believe. That's what I believe. I believe that it should be sung at Black events. I don't think that it should be made, or America as a whole should be forced to endure division. That's just that's just my take on it though. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And guys, you've been hit with the red pill.